Hello and welcome to episode 46, I believe, of the Talking Wednesday podcast, creeping up so close to the year now. I am Dex. It's Dex, Jake. You know who we are. If you don't, go watch the other 45 podcasts. This is the Talking Wednesday podcast. We talk Sheffield Wednesday with not always Sheffield Wednesday as the main focus of the podcast, but it kind of is. We still managed to bring it back onto.
We still get it round back to the Sheffield Wednesday point of the podcast.
We do. It's been lovely to see us in your Spotify Wraps. By the way,
wasn't it?
That was a weird experience, considering I'm actually a musician and I've probably seen more Talking Wednesday stuff in the Spotify Wraps than my music. In people's Spotify Wraps.
Maybe that's just telling you now need to be a podcast content creator instead of a musician.
Well, thank you, Jake. Thank you for telling me I've wasted my life.
We can Joe Rogan your studio out easy.
Here's the thing.
You just need to hire a Jamie. You're not hiring me.
Thing is,
I will not look up the right things.
The music, the actual, even though the podcast market is growing and growing and growing, it's becoming more saturated. You can focus a lot easier and draw an audience a lot easier in the podcast market than you can in the music industry. Because if you talk about saturation, it's saturated.
Well, it's like one of the top artists, she had an interview and said, I've made nothing this year. And they're like, but you've had this many streams. Yes, and I've made nothing.
Right, one of my good friends, she gets like probably 500k streams a year.
Yeah.
Right? She makes very little. In terms of the money sales, like when we've chatted about it, and I'm like, then she's not even like, I 500k, I would kill for that.
Yep.
People listen to my, like, that's massive to me, because I must say I am pretty bad at putting my music out there and actually getting people to listen to it, because the graph,
even when he
you have to get so lucky, and you have to grease the palms of so many dodgy promoters and everything to like get anywhere.
You have to kiss arse a little bit too much, and sometimes it's not worth that to just go.
Or be a generic indie band singing your accent and play a Fender Jazzmaster or a Strat or a Telly and basically sound like the Arctic Monkeys and just rinse and repeat, because that is the format now.
So you basically describe most of the Sheffield indie market.
I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying it's the way it's the way in.
They have a uniform. Let's put it that way.
It's the way in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been lovely to see us in the wrap. Keep them coming. Why not? We are clearly narcissists.
The more it makes us feel like doing this for an entire year, and you all like it. And to be fair, we knew when we first did, we knew we'd have a little bit of success with the community we got between ourselves, but we didn't know we'd get people outside of that community, which is the awesome thing.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was it's the why we put it on the platform, because we knew this channel was already doing quite nice with the community, so it was like, bring it on here, bring some of Punky Chef's people across as well, and that'll be nice. But lot to go before Christmas. A lot more stress for me to go before Christmas. How's your week been, mate?
Busy, because I've been trying to get everything wrapped up for Christmas, like get the last little bits of presents sorted. And we've had a situation where we haven't been able to... I haven't been able to leave where I live because the bus strike, and because there's only one service that runs.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yep.
I mean, I don't take buses, but I've been hearing people talk about buses.
Yeah, basically, Stakeout went on strike, and the only first bus in the morning is like 7 a.m. here, and then the rest of it's Stakeout. It's like, well, I'm screwed. I'm staying here then.
Yeah,
I didn't fancy
you could have attempted to get into a car, but that probably wouldn't have gone very well.
You see me drive a truck. You really want me to drive a car?
That's true. It's true.
You don't want to see me drive a tractor. That's even worse.
I mean, we wouldn't be seeing you drive it for very long, would we?
The ditch, whee!
Yeah, pretty much. No, that's good. I'm glad you've had a busy week. Keep yourself busy in the run up to Christmas. It's been crap. I've had a really crap week. We've just been talking about our weeks, but we probably went a little bit ranty, and I am well aware we've spent a couple of weeks being a bit ranty on some stuff. So we're not going to bring that energy at the start of the podcast this week. It's been a bit of a week for me, so I kind of went off. And some people love that, but let's just let's hash over that one today. We don't need it. So the podcast is probably going to be like 10 minutes shorter because we did just like chat for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm cutting it all out. Maybe it'll be a members thing, just see my rant. But Steve Whitey, right? What was my
name was that?
Steve Whitey White writes in and says, Addy Owen, you mean?
Yeah.
Says, Dex, have you ever worn any Sheffield Wednesday attire outside of Sheffield whilst gigging? What was the reaction? Do you have a plan to if you haven't? I have always said that if we became like big, or I ever did that, if I ever played like a big arena near Leeds, or if I played played one of the big Leeds venues, because I've played in Leeds before, but the places I've played, I've not. I would wear a Wednesday shirt on stage at Leeds. If I play Leeds Festival,
you want to do it big, so you've got enough security to let you run away and go, I'm not going to get my head kicked in.
If we played Leeds Festival, I would wear a Wednesday shirt at Leeds. Yeah, I genuinely would. But it's... I haven't. I'm not really one for the football attire on stage because I'll be honest, I'm not really one for the football attire anyway. I kind of like it, but I just don't like my vibe in it.
Yeah.
You know, there is a lot to be said for somebody who knows their means and somebody who knows what makes them look like actual trash. And football shirts tend to make me look like trash. So
I tell you which shirt were the worst one season. It was Spurs. They had tight fitting shirt one season. I think it's when they had HP logo.
All
on the front,
football shirts seem to be tight fitting shirts.
Yeah, and they've gone down that route now, haven't they? It's really annoying.
Well, I've got to say, man, because like most football shirts, like I might have put a bit of lockdown timber on, right? But I feel like I am being slid into the pack of sausages when I put a football shirt on nowadays, and it's just not the vibe. They're not comfy. They're not. I don't buy the Pro Fits. In fairness, maybe they're a little bit better, and I've not got this season's Wednesday kit, but I've not enjoyed wearing a football shirt in quite some time. I quite like this England jacket I've got.
Is that the one you wore? Is it the old school one?
Yeah, I bought it from that this retro site.
Yeah.
And it's the proper like
that's nice.
The 90s replica one. I quite like stuff like this now. If Wednesday did the training jackets, I'd probably get one of those black and gold training jackets.
They are doing them. You can buy them.
Are they selling them now?
Yeah, you can buy the entire training stuff now.
Well, we probably should have mentioned that on the podcast, but then again, that would require me paying attention. So, no, I haven't worn any football shirts, mate. But as I said, I would. Thank you for writing that in, Steve. Let's talk about Sheffield Wednesday, shall we? And we have to, unfortunately, talk about the Pizza Cup to start today off.
Do we have to? That was embarrassing.
I paid £10 for that.
It was embarrassing.
And I know some people went, for Christ's sake, so...
I was going to go, and then I couldn't last minute.
I'll just say hands down, I wasn't going to go. Because I was working all day. I was like, it was also chucking it down.
Well, it's snowing.
And it was the Pizza Cup. And I'd literally just driven. I don't need to explain why I didn't go. No, I didn't go.
You just didn't go. Simple.
Do you know what I mean? And it's the Pizza Cup. The Pizza Cup was the main reason I didn't go. I didn't really care about the Pizza Cup.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I bloody didn't care about the Pizza Cup.
It was a shocking game.
Right. We were talking about, it'd be nice to see Wednesday win this. But what about Wednesday's history would ever tell you that we are going to win this? Of course we're going to get battered 3-0 to Hartlepool.
You know what the stupid thing about that game was, though, for me. It was, there's lots of fringe players should be using this game to go, Darren, pick me in the next game. Pick me. I'm great. It's like, you did not help yourself apart from going, well, you're not getting picked now. You're not.
I just think it showed that, like, because Darren Moore played a similar system to what we've been succeeding with the first team recently, and that was exactly what he was doing. He was seeing which players would fit into that system if he could bring them through, because the success we've had recently with the better performances have been using that system and those kind of tactics. So putting all the fringe players into that and go, right, who can step up?
Can we just talk about the poor positioning?
At least
for the second
at
goal.
At least Jaden Brown scored, I guess.
Yeah,
that he's putting himself in there.
I am going to talk about that. But can we talk about the positioning for Wildsmith for the first goal? He just did a star jump in front of him, way off his line. It's like, I'm going to get the ball away. Ha! That doesn't work, and he does it a lot. I've noticed. He doesn't like to come for the ball too early. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. But he really does struggle with trying to get to the ball early, or you expect to be a defender behind him, and there's not. And that second goal, that was just, as soon as that went in, you knew, right, we're not in this anymore. We're done. We're not getting back into this.
I was just watching it like, oh no. You know what, you watch something and you genuinely just go, oh no.
I had the Benny Hill thing going through my head when it went in.
Just, they had to bring Barry Bannon on to try and fix it late in the second on his birthday. And I was like, don't bring him into this mess.
And to give him credit, but he did show that when we don't have Barry Bannon in that middle of the park, we struggle. And when we don't have Shea Dunkley at the back, we struggle.
Oh, God. I think the thing that, because we were saying Wildsmith was looking good. And I did say it, and I hated to say it, but Brennan was getting carried by Dunkley. I said it on the pod, kind of tentatively. I thought I was going to get a bit of stick for that, because, you know, he's a Wednesday lad and we all want him to do well. But I did say he was getting carried by Dunkley.
Does it remind you a little bit of Glenn Louvin, Tom Lees a couple of seasons ago, where Glenn Louvin was carrying Lee for a little bit when he first did it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that sort. I know what you're saying. Yeah,
but Patterson was captain as well. Also, can I ask, why did Callum Patterson get a yellow card for getting choked out on the floor?
I don't know what that lad was doing, what he thought he was accomplishing. Patterson gets, like, a lot of people say he's got a bit of a rep, Patterson, for being a bit of a, you know, house. But, like, for me, he doesn't react to anything. He's in a Wednesday shirt. He's not really. I think we all expected him to be a bit of one. For some reason,
he can be a bit gobby. But so can Bannon.
He don't react to stuff like that, though. No. And I think the ref was...
It was such a strange reaction, because you could see the player wasn't letting him go. And the fourth official was just like, oh, look, a fight. I'm not going to do anything. Not my job. Like, well, it is. You're the fourth official. But it just summed up a lot of things, that game, really.
I was sat there, mate, going, this is Hartlepool. And I'm not being like, you know, but this is the Hartlepool.
Yeah.
That we beat to get out of League One when I was 10, and we are back playing Hartlepool in the Pizza Cup.
Yeah. It was just...
And that's not, again, to be honest, like, look at the stats, right? People throw stats in my face. You know, like quite a lot. And Wednesday,
they were just clinical.
You know, possession stats. Did we dominate this then? If we had 58% possession, which we did.
Yeah.
You know, we had 11 shots and the 2 on target, but they had to their 8 shots with the 5 on target. You're talking about that clinical nature there.
But there were so many people who were saying, why did he not play Gregory? Why did he not play Dipper? Because it's a competition that we can't do with losing more people to injury.
No, we look at our injury situation. You can't just throw...
Like it come out today that they finally isolated what the injury problem is. And Darren Moore said it's been a major concern for us over the course of the season. There have been far too many injuries, far too many soft tissue in it. We've looked into it. We have a detailed report on these injuries, and we'll give a break in play. Every single one of the squad members are going for isokinetic testing on their bodies, and we will flag up any weakness areas in the players. Darren Moore to the Star. So he done that kind of thing that we've been asking to find out what's going on. But for me, that also shows Dan Moore's not stupid in the sense of going, well, he knows there's a problem. We're all getting tested to find out what the problem is. What are we doing that's breaking you? Well, can you imagine if we lost Dunkley, Gregory, and say, I don't know, Theo in that game?
Yeah, and Theo played as well.
Yeah.
So it was just what you'd expect from Wednesday in the Pizza Cup. It was also a case of like the Darren Moore outers were like, oh,
here we go. We can
it's
get on
the
him.
Pizza Cup, but we don't care.
But
let's go.
People are like, oh, he's going to say this. No, this is the first time I've actually heard Darren Moore sound angry and actually genuinely annoyed. And not, I think he got to that point where he can do it now, where he doesn't have to cuddle them as much, if that makes sense. That sounds weird.
You mean like coddle them, not cuddle them.
That's what I meant.
Cuddle them.
Oh, God, that getting
cuddle them.
Come here.
Come here, Barry. Aww.
Yeah. I had to do that as well.
I wouldn't do that action to say he's the right height.
Well,
I really wouldn't do that action and say, I really wouldn't do that, Jake, if I were you.
No. But
you did a different action, sir. Carry on.
But it was nice to see Darren Moore actually come out angry and actually showing what... This is the side of Darren Moore people have been wanting from him. And yes, it might have been the Pizza Cup, but it shows... He even said in an interview, these were fringe team players who won't probably play now.
Yeah.
They're done. Which is nice to see. And it's that strange thing where you don't want him to go in on the player, but on that performance, he had to, in a sense.
It could be a blessing, this, to be honest. I know that sounds a really weird thing to say, but right. People were saying Darren Moore needs to stop chopping and changing his team.
Yeah.
He'd kind of come up with a solid team of who he wanted to play the past couple of weeks. And this was the last chance for anybody to try and break into that 11. And now he said that, he shouldn't, if he backs himself, he's got his team now.
Yeah.
And that will stop the chopping and the changing and you move on from it.
Yeah.
And in a weird way, we've actually used the Pizza Cup to our advantage.
Yeah, very much so. It was just an annoying way to go out, really, wasn't it?
I mean, when you get passed out of the group, you might as well just carry on. And we, of course, went out in the first round.
And when you actually look at who's actually gone through as well, like Sunderland are out as well. There's not many biggish teams in there now. So it's like, we could have had a chance, but hey, we did a Wednesday.
It's forgettable. I didn't even get to do my Pizza Cup. I was making a Pizza Cup. I was going to make a Pizza Cup like graphic and thing, and I had a really good idea for it.
I thought you were actually going to make a legit Pizza Cup, so I'm going to be more impressed.
No. Hey, speaking of cups, have you seen this thing on Twitter that they're making for sustainability?
No.
Take your children out of the room, guys, or take anybody. But like they are, they are. Scientists have been making cups out of fish sperm in an effort of sustainability. And I must say, I'm all for saving the planet, but I'm not drinking out of a cum cup. Genuinely, like...
This beer tastes funny.
There's a bit of head on it. Oh. No. That's a genuine thing that popped up in my life this week. So
lovely.
That's fun. But yeah, there's some information for you. Let's get into talking about League One, because there was a couple of league matches while we were pizza cupping. Sunderland versus Oxford United, which ended 1-1, which has actually put Oxford ahead of us.
Yeah.
And they've still got a game in hand. Accrington Stanley beat Fleetwood 5-1, which is just quite the result for them. Yeah. Pretty much that says what it is in the league, but we are still... Go on.
Also, Paul Cook got sacked.
Paul Cook did get sacked, so a lot of people wanting Paul Cook to be Wednesday's manager instead of Darren Moore. Paul Cook has been sacked. But I predicted Ipswich to win the league with their signings if they gelled, and they've not gelled.
I think they've got like 27 points, so they're way off it. But if they have a good run, they could. Depends who they get in, though, doesn't it?
We're level on points with Oxford United, but they've got a better goal difference and a game in hand.
But it's such a tight league.
It is.
It's nice to see it this tight because if someone messes up, we got a chance to capitalize.
5 points separate us with top of the league, second and third. 5 points.
Jeez.
We'd be in that pack. And if you think about how we've dropped points.
I'm trying to think which game we could have actually.
Well, he said, mate, there's been so many this season.
So many, isn't there?
The annoying thing is now, with this run we've been on, we could easily have been top of the league.
Yeah.
Without throwing stupid stuff away. And now we've got that settled team. He's really got to make sure that doesn't happen, and we keep that. Basically, Dunkley's got to have the form of his life for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Well, isn't Iorfa back in New Year? I'm pretty sure he said something about him being back near New Year, so that could be helpful.
It would be helpful if...
I don't know where Hutch is, because I haven't heard a single thing about Hutch recently. The only thing I saw was I think he was there to turn the lights on, and someone sent me a picture of
I heard something really interesting about Iorfa this week, but I can't confirm I've had a source this week come to me.
Oh,
I can't confirm it on the podcast though. If anybody is knowing what I'm talking about, though, feel free to reach out because I'd love a second confirming source. But yeah, I heard something. I think the murmurs have been that Hutch's injury is not great.
No. A lot of people said, look, he's redone his contract and now he's injured.
Yeah. You've just reminded me. I was having a chat with someone about the Iorfa thing earlier. But yeah, I'll let you know that. And if I can get somebody in my DMs giving me a corroborating source of something I said without me actually saying it, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Right. It's been a bit farcical for Wednesday this week. Let's get fully into the news.
You can tell Chancery's back in Sheffield.
So, this week, Sheffield Wednesday decided that they were going to...
This is such a stupid idea.
Release their early bird season tickets. In December, with no payment options, and with a limited time, and you've got about 5 days to do it.
Yep.
Now, you look at this and immediately... This was on Thursday and they say it starts on Monday.
Yep.
What were they... They've now added payment plans. It's been updated, but nothing else has changed. It's December and it's the early bird. And I want to go into... the Examiner did a piece with Chancery because they've actually been able... The Star and the Examiner have been able to talk to him. Rob Staten of Radio Sheffield has apparently not been allowed to talk to them, so that's quite interesting. But he's been speaking to Chancery, I think it was Dom, and Chancery had this to say, quote, "Our intention was to initially launch in January or February. That is normal. At that time, the pricing would depend on the position of the team. If we have the potential to go up, then the prices would be higher. Of course, we wouldn't go with championship prices. At the beginning, we thought we would wait until January or February to see what position we are in. But I didn't think that was fair to the loyal fans. I felt we should do something for them." End quote there. I'm going to quote again, but please remember that term, loyal fans. Quote, "We have tried to think about the fans, not just ourselves. We wanted to do something for the loyal fans, and that's why we decided to move to December to give the loyal fans the chance to make the most of the price freeze. It is better than us launching in January or February and charging £50 or above for tickets. We understand December is not a good month, but I wanted to cut the prices for loyal fans. We wanted to do it for the loyal fans. I understand that the early bird offer cannot fulfill everyone. I know that I cannot make everyone happy, but I believe the majority will get the benefit from our records. This is a good opportunity to get cheaper prices. You need to understand that in League One, our operation costs are still the same as in the Championship. They are not lower. When we go back to the Championship, there will be more and more costs. I need to balance everything. We have not been a sustainable club in over 150 years. The regulations have not helped, but it is not just us. Every club is in the same position." End quote. Loyal fans. Are we not loyal? And the people that moan that they had to because does loyalty mean money? Let's be honest. In this society, yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. In life now, where we've got to as a species, yes, it does.
My worrying thing is we need to understand that League One, our operation costs are still the same as the Championship. They are not lower. Why are they not low? Why have you not done something across the board to try and figure that out? That
can't be accurate. It can't be accurate. That can't be accurate.
No. Surely, if you go down to League One, you have to go down to League One style of.
Wouldn't that be a job for our chief operating officer to come in and go, you know what? Maybe we should be operating at League One levels. We released a lot of people, I'm
confused by that statement.
I don't.
But
this is just so tone deaf.
But someone said to me on Twitter, they sent me a message, and I said, they literally went, it's been quite interesting that since he's not been able to come over, he's let other people take care of things and stuff, and he'd come back, and this is the first thing he does in terms of the club running thing.
I do have to say this might just be awkward timing though, because he's still clearly had a hand in everything.
I think it's awkward timing, and
I still think this could be a case of this has obviously gone through Liam and the places like that. It's one of those things that this is the.
For some reason, I thought Palmer. Then I was like, what's Palmer doing with the day-to-day?
Right, I'll continue. So they clearly the decision's been made by Chancery anyway, and it's just happened to be the fact that he's come back now. It's not really like he's back and he's like, whoa, let's make the fans angry again, even though it's really not helped the timing of the situation. I just think everybody knows this is tone deaf.
It was going to be this was what they were going to do anyway.
Who the hell wants to drop hundreds of pounds in December when everybody's got to buy for Christmas in this part of the world? You know?
Yeah. I don't. And also, you could tell they were using the buzzword loyalty when they were writing this up.
That's what annoyed me. Because loyal. They just kept coming back up. And it was like those loyal fans that bought the 5-year season tickets, loyal fans that did this, loyalty isn't, I'm sorry, but loyalty isn't always financial. Loyalty is bringing, exactly. It's the fact that you've never wavered your support of the club. You've always been there when it mattered. You've always supported the club. You've never been, loyalty for me was growing up and never being afraid to say I was a Wednesday fan, even though nobody around me was a Wednesday fan. That sort of thing of just, you don't have to always back it up with the money to the club. And it's the same as why a lot of it comes into people who have a pop at people who can't always go to matches or they do this. There is some people, right, you are quite, lucky in a sense from a football perspective. If you have got a 9-to-5 Monday job and you can spend all your money on the football, that's a privilege in itself, like that some people, their work schedules don't always fit that. And they can't commit to it. Yeah. Shift work, all sorts, especially a lot of career professionals, a lot of people that do freelance stuff. Yeah. You take the work where it is. You can't commit to things like that. And that is nothing to do with the loyalty. People have a life outside of football, which unfortunately is the situation. Everyone's got to eat, So you can love football, but you've also got for me, I hate that this season I have to miss a few Saturday matches when I've got the rotated day. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It actually genuinely affects me because football's the big thing for me. I love football. There's obviously music. That's my job. But out of that, football's up there. Yeah. Football and gaming for me, but football is. It becomes your personality trait for a lot of it. Do you know what I mean? Part of your big personality and your connection with people is football.
You wouldn't be doing a podcast about football.
Oh, that's a good point. Thank you. I was swimming there for I probably shouldn't say swimming when we've been talking about swimmers and cum cups, but I was just looking. I was looking for the word in there, but
you were looking for the lifeboat and you couldn't find it.
No, exactly. It was. just don't say loyal when it comes to early bird and then guilt all the other fans if they can't pay for it. It's also a case of like, he says, "Oh, it looks like we're going up." Does it?
Don't give us.
Don't do that. No. Don't do that.
Like, we know the objective you set to Dan Moore and the players is to go up. We understand that, but this league is a lot harder than you think.
Don't worry, we won't get relegated. Buy these 5-year season tickets. Don't worry, we won't get relegated.
Well, what, we've got to be worse than Donny, Cruz, Alexander, and Fleetwood. I think we're fine.
I understand that you need to balance the books. I understand that we need to become more sustainable.
No. You've missed the thing. We're still at the same operating cost. So how are we balancing the books?
This was just, everybody knows this was tone deaf. And the problem is, their idea of fixing it was, we'll just put the payment plans back in. It'll be fine.
Yeah, a lot of people saw that payment plan and went, huh?
Everybody turned around and still went. But I do understand. To be fair, from a business perspective, I think there is a side of it where some people will have seen that and gone, do you know what, that's all right then, because I'll just put it down. Yeah. It's an early bird, it makes sense. If there's a payment plan there, we'll do it.
Yeah.
The problem is the way it was initially done then just makes it an absolute...
wasn't great. Just after we lose to Hartlepool.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Wait until there's a victory or something.
I mean, depending on what run we're on, we might be waiting a while, but hopefully that's not the case.
Tough one.
So, Addy Owen might be going on loan. Next up on the news, there's talks of him going out, but he is also going to be free at the end of the summer, so maybe we get him to sign a contract before he goes. But we've not seen a lot from him. There was talk around this guy, whether would he break into the first team?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
He's not shown anything for me yet. He had that penalty, and he got it, brilliant, great, but I don't want to have this situation where we've got young players for the sake of them being young and we're keeping around and then never go anywhere.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. There's the part of me that alone was doing good, but if you don't do end of that loan, great, he's had 13 foot, but you're giving him the opportunity. I think you got to let him go out on loan and see what happens at the end of it.
Do you want me to tell you what I think a player we should have done on loan with and given another contract rather than... I know you use your academy to sell players as well, but do you want to know one player in recent history I thought we were really short-sighted with?
Go on.
Have a guess. Be interested if you got this.
Is he Prem?
I'm not going to tell you, just guess. It's
George
recent.
Hurst? George Hurst?
No. Jordan Thornley.
Yeah.
Because he went
to Blackpool and did well, and then he went to
and
Oxford.
Now he's doing well at Oxford. And it's one of those things where, like, if we'd have not been... I know we didn't think that, but the way we were declining at the time, he was a couple of years off, being a player. He was in our academy, and he was playing first-team football, and we just sold him. And I know we needed to balance the books, but why did we balance the books with a player that was probably on very little?
Yeah.
It's just that sort of thing now, because he lined up against Oxford for us, and it was, and
they loved him at Blackpool. He was part of the promotion team, remember?
Yep.
And when he was playing, he was showing good little signs of being a decent player. Then again, that's when we had Gary Monk, though, didn't we? So there was some odd transfers and players that went out of that who could have stayed.
Yeah, I just think that was one of the most short... and I don't want to see that sort of thing happen again, but it happens again and again and again. However, I will say, the fact that... have you seen the two players that we were talking about on a lot of Talking Wednesday content in the early days? Two players that might have gone to Celtic. That, are now leaving Celtic at the end of the season.
They're going on loan. They're going
there, and there's rumours that they might actually be available after it as well.
Not greener over there, is it?
No.
You didn't think that one through, lads. not going to lie.
Well, they did. They saw the pay packet.
Yeah.
And they probably saw the... Yeah. But like...
But they saw the pay packet, right? And it's great thing you pay packet, but your job is a professional footballer to play football week in, week out. What are you not doing? Because I hear they're they're even struggling to get into the academy stuff.
There's part of me in life who wishes... You know what, James? You could have just got into really good shape, kicked a ball about for a bit when you were like 16, 17, got into one of these academies, baited somebody to sign you in one of the leagues, give you a nice little bit of money, and then sack it off when you're 19 or 20 and go, you know what? I've got enough cash to start my life now. I don't care.
Yeah, they did that. Could have done that.
I don't know. That's an extremely hard thing there, but like, I was all right in net. I probably wouldn't be able to do it anymore. I'm 6'4". I mean, a lot of keepers are tall. I don't know why I'm saying that.
I'm
6'4", and I will say fragile.
I'm just saying if we do ours in the park and there's a chance.
I don't know why I said I'm 6'4". Most keepers are 6'4".
Yeah.
I just feel like because I haven't played football since I when you have that final growth spurt. I haven't played football since then. That's how bad. Like I've not played in net since then.
You could be a centre back.
I could also be a goalkeeper. I have no idea why I said that. I just don't fancy diving about, to be honest.
You don't want to get your shirt money.
No, I don't want to mess up my hair. You know.
Oh, yeah, but that hair's a lucrative contract for you for when you get the Head and Shoulders champion.
I did play up front about a year ago, and I was.
Oh my god, you would have been Joe Boyd.
I was. Not a year ago, sorry. I'm thinking pre-COVID times. It was a couple of years ago now, and
Didn't you do some football in your back garden during COVID? I remember you saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was doing that. But no, when I was the last time I actually played against people, I went up front.
Yeah, you play against robots now.
You run a lot in football. I forget how much you run. Jesus Christ. It was in the height of summer as well.
Oh, horrible.
It was all fun and games. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he goes on loan. A player that is on loan with us that might be going back, who Darren Moore has suggested is trying a bit too hard, is Lewis Wing. What are your thoughts on Lewis Wing? There's a lot of talk this week about sending back to Middlesbrough.
He's not shown much, has he, for me? Personally, I don't know if it's the position he's playing and we got so many in that position, it's hard for him to make himself stand out. He missed some sitters. We were all expecting this wonder person on free kick, good corners. He don't get a look in. It's a weird one. If he did go back alone, it would mean it would free up a loan for us. And I can understand Chris Wilder wanting to take a look at everyone and have a look at him because when he was at Rotherham, he was pretty decent, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it's not worked because when he came in, we were all like, oh, this is a great player. We've got someone here who's going to do really well. We've seen what he's done at Rotherham. And it's just not worked. And I don't know why.
Well, what Darren Moore said, and I've sourced this from the Football League World, but they do talk to people which we might find out in the article. It'll be there somewhere. But yeah. I'm quite sourcing them, so go back through that source route if you want to know where they've sourced. So, quote, with Lewis, he is so desperate to score a goal, we are trying to get him to play his normal game and not worry about getting on the score sheet. He probably feels when he is not scoring, he is not contributing to the game. He wants to score goals. The game is about scoring goals, but there are so many different areas to his game where he can contribute to the team, such as his desire to score goals. I think he is trying too hard. We have spoken about it. So, yeah, that's where he says, he was trying too hard. Yeah. We've got a lot of midfield options at the minute as well, with Mass coming back in that.
When we got Byers, I don't know.
Forgot about Byers.
Yeah, exactly.
So many options.
Look, that midfield, you've got Bannon, you've got Byers, you've got Mass, you've got Wing.
Fizz.
You've got Fizz. You could even play Adeniran as well.
We could.
That's a lot of players who are for one position. Well, two positions, but you know what I mean. And you could also shove. It's like when you. Where do you put Patterson at the time? Because of Patterson being so versatile.
You could technically recall Alex Hunt.
Yeah. Well, I kind of wouldn't mind us doing that. I wouldn't mind us sending Wim back.
He's out of contract at the end of the season, isn't
he?
Is. And
there's a lot of clubs
there's
looking
interest
at him.
around him.
Apparently dropped off a little bit at Grimsby. Is it Grimsby? He is at Grimsby, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he is at Grimsby.
It apparently dropped off a little bit, but I wouldn't mind seeing us say, look, you're gonna get recalled back to Middlesbrough. We're gonna recall Alex, and let's see what he does for the rest of the 6 months.
I wouldn't mind seeing that either. It's the one thing I said in the Championship was he seems to need a bit more physicality, and that goes for League One. I've not seen much of him at Grimsby. Obviously, I've seen probably what every Wednesday fan's seen in terms of the videos that have been out there and that. But I did see a lot. I think. I don't know. I saw a lot of promise in what I saw in terms of potential. I just said he just needs a bit more physicality there, and he can bring it in. And then because it was when we were looking at like Fizz and him coming through in the same year, and you look at Fizz who's got the physicality, and he's got the technique and the physicality the pace.
Yeah, he's only 21, so maybe it's worth us getting him to tie down a new contract in January.
Well, that's the thing. You could
send him out again next season.
Yeah. It would be. I don't know. You see,
but then again, that goes back to what I said
you usually
about
sort contracts out before they go on loan. That's the kind of premise. All the best academies do that, so that's what we're really meant to do. But I
literally just googled Alex Hunt to get his age. One of the pictures in having a hug off Pep Guardiola when we played Man City, and he played it in that game. It's like, well, Pep likes him. But there are some Premiership clubs that are looking at him who wouldn't mind taking a.
Why would he go to the Scottish League?
Premier League.
I mean, everybody else did. Everybody else did, didn't
they? Yeah, he goes to join his mates.
On loan at Aberdeen. Right. So.
No diss to Aberdeen.
It's not a diss to Aberdeen, but let's be honest, they're going to loan him to the other Scottish clubs, aren't they? They probably won't, actually. They'll probably get loaned to like League 2 or something.
They rate the guy you could loan them to Donny.
Oh God, Donny are not doing well.
They are not that. Hey, Richie Wellens got sacked, didn't he? They're without a manager, no. I just remembered.
Yeah, Danny. Darren Moore, even not Danny Moore.
Danny Moore. That's.
What the hell?
Are you busy mating with him now?
Yeah, I don't know why I call him Danny. It's clearly not his name. But he obviously was the people were linking the Darren Moore stories just to talk about Dog. I was like, I don't think they care about Darren Moore anymore.
Well, Dapper put a picture of the league showing where they were a couple of seasons. I think they were like third last season, and he's like,
in my predictions, I think I put them like 7th or 8th and said they're going to hate me for putting them that low.
You didn't realise it'd be this low?
I didn't realise it'd be this low. No, because I was just saying that like there's something not right there, and I don't think they can sustain it this season, and I don't think they can go for another push. But I don't want to put them any lower because I don't want to take those sort of chances. So I'm going to put them about here. And I said this in the video, and I should have just gone with because I was going to put them I was going to put them about 12th, and that would have still been too high. It's not gone well, has it?
He did during their international break. He did a starting 11 with all the players who play for other teams who were ex-Donny players. It had the ex-Donny Rovers set of players. They'd be 12th.
See what happens. Yep. See what happens at the end of the season for them. Oh, also, when we do our episodes over Christmas, and if there's anything you'd like to see us talk about that's a little bit off the news beat, so anything that's more fleshed out, we could do for a special. Let us know.
Yep.
Season ticket refunds. Chancery again talking with the Examiner was talking. Oh, sorry, this is the Star actually talking about refunds. Quote: "We have done." That's not the quote. I shouldn't say quote. I remember the quote. It basically says we've done about 10 to 20% of them. There's too much text there for me to be asked. There's He says we've done about 10 or 20% of them. Sorry, we have got 10 or 20% of them together. There's a big difference there. I'm flagging now, boys and girls, but I'll pull it back in. I'm going to say
that's all we've done.
This is why I read the quotes. There's 10 or 20% left to do, apparently.
Wait
I'm
a minute.
sick of talking about this. That's why I was.
Genius move by Chansiri. Hey, here's your season ticket refund. Hey, here a season ticket, early birds.
I just... My
it's
head
annoying,
hurts,
isn't it?
Jake. My head hurts. Moving on to the next topic. Niall Rangers joined a National League club. That's a bit of a blast, isn't it? Blast from the past for Wednesday. He's joined Boreham Wood.
Oh, is he going to be playing Alex Hunt then?
Just Niall Ranger. Do you remember?
I do.
That game when the promotion game. No, the promotion game.
Yeah, but after that promotion game, he pulled his lip down and showed his tattoo off in the inside of his lip.
I was in the away stand for that game, though.
Were you?
I'd never been, so I swapped tickets because I'd like. When the hell do we stand in the away stand? But they'd opened it to fans, so I was like, yes.
That's why we've always got a nice little rapport with Wycombe fans.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to sit in different areas of Hillsborough though. You know, you get your seat, but like if something like that and they go, we're going to open the top. I've never sat in there, so I was like, I'll sit in the top. It was. Did you ever sit there? Did you sit there for that or?
I was in the Cop.
Fair enough. Opposite sides of the stadium, but no.
I went with a couple of mates of mine who dragged me to go because I didn't want to go because I scared of messing it up. And they just said, look, we're going to put some alcohol in you, you're going. And that was me gone.
But because I was sat there, I was right in front of the Antonio goal.
Oh.
Which was very nice at the time.
Whatever happened to him anyway?
Niall Ranger?
No, Antonio. Never
I don't know, to be honest, but Niall Ranger was clearly at Boreham Wood. So
Baller.
Maybe. I think it's just a sign of what's going on in a man's career. But he's still playing football.
He'd had ifs and bits and ifs and flows and stuff. He had a good bit of something that he was doing at South End, and then he messed it up with Brown. Phil Brown was manager there, and they had a falling out, and they went downhill. He's one of the ones who's he's a talented footballer with a personal life and a past.
Here's the problem, though: your attitude and your that side of it will only. Your talent will only get you so far with that. There will be a point where it's like, nah, you don't know, you're all right. You know. Jaden Onan has joined Sheffield Wednesday after a successful trial spell. The attacking midfielder has spent time this season training with the Owls and has featured on one occasion for Lee Bullen's under-23s. During our 23s 1-1 draw with Coventry back in September, Onan registered for an assist for Zotas' first half strike. The young forward spent last season with Championship Reading and made 2 appearances for the Royals. He told swfc.co.uk, I am delighted to get it all signed and sorted, and my main focus is to get as fit as I can. I got a little taste of first ball football. Right. I'm going to break out this quote. The reason I read really badly, by the way, at the minute, guys, is because I'm wearing my contact lenses and one of my eyes is not the right prescription. Oh. Okay? So I'm not just completely crapping the bed on it.
You're just all over the place in one eye.
It's just, yeah. And the time we do this now doesn't help with my eyes. So... I got a little taste of first team football last season with Reading and made my debut against Norwich. It's made me hungry for more. I know what I need to do and where I want to be. I've had a good week training here, spent time with the first team, and the lads were very welcoming, and I just want to push on. I played in the game at... Fair enough, Jake. Thank you for that. I played in the game at Coventry, and I thought we played really well that day. There are a lot of young lads from the club playing... But they did well, and now I can get started. I can't wait to get started. Is this a first? It feels like
a first teamer, possibly. But why? Actually, why would we need him?
I don't think it is. I feel like it's like
Is it one for the future, a bit like Fizz?
I think it's going to be one of those that we bring into work and then see how he gets on over the next few months and maybe pull him in if we need him.
It's body, is it?
If he's an attacking midfielder as well.
Yeah, it does feel like a bit like Fizz, where we say, right, we'll get you in, you'll play some, and then see what you do.
Yeah. What will be interesting is this one for me. Sheffield Wednesday are weighing up a January move for Huddersfield Town left-back Josh Ruffels. Yorkshire Live understands. The 28-year-old has found first-team football hard to come by since joining Huddersfield Town on a free transfer last summer. Although Ruffels missed the start of the campaign for coronavirus-related reasons, he has featured just twice as a substitute in their Championship home wins over Blackburn Rovers and West Bromwich Albion since returning to action. Ruffels, who played for Huddersfield's B team last week, scoring their 2-2 draw with Blackpool, was an unused substitute in Saturday's 1-1 draw at Barnsley.
I think this would be a smart move because he's
another fullback.
He plays 200, 300 odd time for Oxford, so he knows League One. It gives us that security, and he's obviously not getting 13 football where he is. So it's how we can figure it out because again, I still don't think we're allowed to pay for transfers.
It's one of those where it could be a loan. It might have to be a loan in that regard, but it does read like it's going to be a permanent, doesn't it? But
yeah,
unless
he's going to turn around and say, "Look, I'm not playing. You're not winning your first team, so cut my contract, become a free agent, and come over."
It could be one of those.
That's what we did with Lee Gregory, wasn't it? He was still in contract.
Yeah, with George Byers though, it was just sort of like they let you go on a fee and have a hefty sell on.
Yeah. It's what we need.
But I mean, Huddersfield Town probably won't do that for us because we have lumped them with Jordan Rose and Tom Lees. So,
yeah,
3 years. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Oh, was it 4? Did they give him 4 or 3? 3.
I think he had a back injury as well this season.
Why am I not surprised? I think this would be a good move. We haven't done this in so long, I missed it. So, I've brought in the FIFA card. He is a 68 rated silver left back with 66 pace, 51 shooting, 63 passing, 65 dribbling, 64 defending, and 69 physicality. Wouldn't be too bad. Wouldn't be great. It'd be pretty average on there. However, I will say in terms of real football, the Oxford appearances and the fact that he's 28, he's that player that would be very good for us.
Youthful. Be very youthful.
Not youthful, but he'd be a player that we could have. He's in his prime years now.
I missed to say I meant useful.
Oh, okay.
My speech impediment from years ago came back.
Fair enough.
He would be very handy in this squad because Jaden Brown's not really done much since we played him.
Hang on. He scored at Hartlepool. Oh, wait. Wrong
end.
Wrong end. Carry on. No, that's mean. To
be fair, he's been playing him as a wing back stroke winger, which he said in interviews he's not that. But
yeah.
We need basically we need
when you do a back pass, you don't aim at the goal.
Unless unless you're feeling really nice to the person playing FIFA.
you just don't. But yeah, he played at Oxford back to Ruffles for a long time.
He did.
For a long time. Actually, he's made 312 career appearances. You know, that's not...
He's from Oxford as well, isn't he?
I do believe so. He was, born in Oxford, came through there, was at Coventry City from 2011 to 13. His youth career was at Coventry. Yeah. Then he moved to Oxford in 2013, where he made 257 appearances, scoring 21 goals from left back.
Jesus, 21 goals?
It's 257 appearances. Yeah, it's not bad, I guess.
That's still quite a lot for a left back.
It depends if he goes further up, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And so moved to Huddersfield Town. He's had two appearances. He moved there in July. So I think if we could make a move for him,
You're going to enjoy January because you can start bringing back your FIFA cards. Quick transfer window.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to doing the stuff. I love it when there's transfer speculation because you can talk about what might be before the hope is crushed and the joy.
Well, in a Wednesday way, yeah.
The joy leaves your eyes, and you can look back because it's when I'm looking back through the old videos, and I'm like, well, that happened. We knew that was happening, but couldn't say anything. There was that, and then that was really not going to ever happen, was it? Where you're looking back through the old title cards. But, yeah.
The other one that popped up this week, I don't know if you saw it, is that Middlesbrough want to try and get Josh Windass. Which I don't see that happening, considering everything he said recently in interviews.
12 million, Wilder. 12 million. Anyone else will take 5. But Wilder, if you want him, it's 12.
6 if it's Bannon.
Ruffles. I'm all for this.
Yeah.
We need, if you think about it, he's a left back.
Yeah.
A left back, an actual natural left. Put him on the left, put Palmer on the right.
To be fair to Jack Hunt, Hunt has been showing some decent stuff recently.
Palmer is still the better right back.
I know.
Hunt has done very well recently. I will give him his props. But natural left back, natural right back. I'd be up for this. We do need a full back. It's good to see we're looking in the right areas.
Yeah.
That is the end of the news. Let's move into the community topics this week. We start with a long one from our man Phil, who writes in a long one again. But I appreciate these. He always does the written out one, does Phil. Dex and Jake. Hi, guys, and glad to see you getting back on form, Dex. Thank you, Phil. I mean, I still can't speak, but we'll give it a go. I'd like to ask your opinion on the current situation of broadcasting rights, as I believe that Wednesday, along with other EFL clubs, are missing a trick. On Saturday afternoons, you can't watch any matches on iFollow, and sometimes midweek matches aren't always available. Due to these rights, only radio commentary is available in this country. I believe this was brought back into force in the Ice Age, as people were worried that live matches shown on TV between 2 and 5 p.m. would affect attendances at the grounds, and that it would encourage fans who, for whatever reason, couldn't get to, say, Hillsborough for a home game, would go and watch a local game nearer to them. I don't know about you guys, but if I can't get to a game, I don't go and watch a match somewhere else. I'll pay my £2.50 and listen to the commentary on iFollow. I support the Owls, and I'm not interested in supporting another club. We currently average 22,476 spectators at Hillsborough, and our away support is one of the best in the country. But, and with respect to the other clubs in this division, our allocation of tickets for away fixtures is very low due to the smaller capacities of these away grounds, and tickets sell out in no time. The match at Crewe, Saturday 11th of December, all away tickets sold out already, about 2,200. I haven't been able to get a ticket for an away match yet this season. If these matches were shown live, an extra income could be achieved by these clubs who desperately need the revenue. I don't know how many away fans Wednesday have, but if you said 10,000 for argument's sake, we took 40,000 to Wembley against Hull, and we all paid £10 to watch these games. That would be £100,000 per game. 23 away league matches, pre-season totals, 2,300. I'm going to skim over a little bit of this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read the whole thing. You then have all the fans that travel to away matches but cannot get to Hillsborough, like me. You could then add another possible 1.5 to 2 million over the season for home games. So between £3 and £4 million is being lost. That would go a long way to buying a new striker or covering the players' wages. You also have all the various cup competitions to factor in as well. I wrote to Sheffield about this and was told that's the rules of the broadcasting. I'm assuming he means Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah. Maybe it's time the rules changed. What do you think? And then he says, hope you're still eating the pickled gherkins, Dex. Stay safe, Phil. I am.
It's more to do with the scared of losing gate receipts for home and away kind of thing. But it is a dinosaur thing. It's a dinosaur thing that shouldn't do it.
Here's the thing. I'm telling you right now, and you give this deal to the Premier League, the deal, because I don't know if you know about the deal that's on the table for iFollow. You give the iFollow deal to the Premier League, they snap your hand off. Because the way the TV money currently works is more of a trickle-down thing. The way that the Super League thing came about is they want the bigger clubs that get the most revenue, they wanted the bigger piece of the share of the TV money, right? iFollow, and my figures might be slightly off here, but I do realise, I think it's around this, okay? But I looked at the figures the other day. We can try and confirm exact figures. When you buy a match pass, 80% of the revenue goes to the club that you bought the match pass off. And the other 20% goes back to iFollow.
Yeah.
That is the split that the Premier League clubs would absolutely love. Because, right, if you're going to watch a Manchester United match or a Liverpool match and they're playing Villa, how many people are going to buy the match pass through Liverpool's site or Manchester United site as opposed to Norwich, for example? That is what the bigger clubs want, right? And you look at that split there.
It'll be interesting to see our accounts from the coming period, because we had all the money coming in from iFollow. So it'll be interesting to see if there's anything in there that shows us how much we've made from that.
I think that they need to have a look at the way they've split the iFollow money, but I do think it is time. And I've said this, and like, I don't really care dying on this hill, because it's something that you shouldn't be. We were talking about loyalty with fans earlier.
Yeah.
Some people have just got different lives to make it to a stadium every single week. They should still be able to support their club and watch their club.
But are you also seeing how, and I don't know if this is something that the broadcaster won't like this, the pandemic showed people what already football content creators were doing with live streams and watch-alongs and having a community where you watch it like you did during the pandemic. COVID. There's lots of other YouTubers that do it.
Oh, if you're still watching, by the way, I'm streaming tonight.
Oh yeah, you are.
Portsmouth, yeah. Carry on, sorry.
You just went, oh, watch along. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see some of the big ones, like you see what True Geordie's done with Kickoff. You see what United Stand do. You see all the big YouTubers who are streaming it. They're not showing the game, but they're doing a watch along with someone else with a commentary. So it's like watching it at a pub without being there. And I think some people enjoy that because they feel a sense of community than being in, I don't know, Hillsborough, chucking it down in the freezing cold.
Yeah. No, it's
a hard one.
No, retire it. I don't care, because I'm sorry, I will still go to matches.
Yeah.
But if I am not going to a match, I am not going to a match.
Yeah.
Right?
You're not going to your local team.
I'm not going to a match due to practicality of something. Say I get back from work and I can't make it, or I can't guarantee that I can make it. I don't want to put that money up front, but you know what I will do? If I come back and I can buy the match on TV, I'll buy it.
Well,
I'll watch it.
It's like saying a Villa fan. He's not going to go see Villa, but he'll watch it at home. But they're using Phil's example. It's like, well, he could go see West Brom or Birmingham. He's not going to do that.
No. It's
Wolverhampton. God, remember.
I just think it needs retiring now. I also hate it when I hate the 3 p.m. blackout.
Oh,
I hate it because if we're not playing and I want to watch a match and there's not one on, it's quite annoying.
Yep.
Because I'd like to watch one of the bigger ones.
This weekend was a prime example. No match on. And normally when there's no match on, I tend to watch a lot of like German and Italian football.
I loved lockdown football. I loved it.
Yeah.
Saturdays and Sundays were amazing. Do you remember? Oh, just honestly, like, I'm going to look back on that period of life. Like, it shouldn't be. Do you know what's really bad? It shouldn't be, because we were in a global pandemic and people were dying, right? But I was like, I just get up and I watch football all day. And then I only like every day.
Yeah, but
do you know what I mean?
You had that period where you could watch football, but then you also had that period where you could talk to this audience you've got now about your club.
Honestly, it was bliss, man.
Wasn't a great season for us in that sense, but
it was like, Wednesday,
last game of the season.
Wednesday you're in the toilet.
Did we go?
Yeah, no, it's true. But Wednesday you're in the toilet, but I could just get onto a Saturday or Sunday and be like, well, Wednesday you're just in the toilet, but it's okay. I've got 3 of the matches to watch today. You know, and I can watch a bit more football, a bit more excitement.
Where you see the insane houses where there's like lots of TVs. You're like, you can see somebody would have had that where they've got that game there, that game there, that game there, that game there.
I am victim to this because I don't use any of the more illegal software to watch. I'm not really that way out. I don't really know how to do it, let alone do I not do it. Do you know what I mean? So I don't do the watching.
Mandex.
Oh yeah. So I don't really. If a match isn't on, and say I've just like, oh, I thought I was working this Saturday, but I've managed to get back at like 2:30. Well, I can't really make it now. Do you know what I mean? Without missing some, so I'd just buy a match pass, and that does happen occasionally. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm just going to listen to it on the radio.
There is something about at times though, listening to a match that can be quite exciting if it's quite an interesting match, because there's a love for radio commentary at times.
Hear me out. They're so cheap that they just use the radio commentary on the video anyway. Away matches.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear Ground the Grounds at Donny, Radio Sheffield. I've paid for a match pass on iFollow here.
And I'm not going to lie, I feel so much better about how I say Wednesday players' names on other team T-shirt from hearing other commentators recently.
Does make you feel a bit better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Phil. That's always annoyed me, to be honest, Phil. It has, because... Yeah. Like, especially when I was at uni. That really annoyed me. Next one's from Harley Norris. Do you have any specific stadiums you want to visit? I want to go to the new Spurs stadium.
I want to go to Signa Park.
Right.
I do want to go to Spurs stadium. That does look nice.
Yeah.
I'd better take the wife to Celtic. I don't hear the end of that.
Well, that's not what you want to do, is it? That's what...
No, it's still
responsibility.
To be fair, when I go on holiday, I always go see if I can go do stadium tours if I'm in a different country. So we did Ajax, that was fun. And I always, wherever we go on holiday, I pick up a shirt from that place, if I can. There's some places you just can't do it. Cool. It's impossible to do, but I try.
I think... Seth's going to hate me for it, but that's exactly what we're going to start doing, because we're going to start trying to go abroad again soon. As soon as this year of craziness and work is, and I'm going to try and plan probably like a trip around April or something like that. I need to get away. But we were going to travel. We were going to travel like every 3 months. We were going to go and do something, because I was always one of those guys that was like, really work your arse off. For when you're, because a lot of people live and they'll go on holiday. I never went on like a lad's holiday or anything like that. I was like, I'm going to work until my mid-20s solidly, like get all my qualifications, do all of that, and then I will decide that I'm going to try and come up with a little bit of a work balance as I sort of hit mid-20s later and go on holidays for a week and take that time.
I can see you and Soph doing the van life thing quite well. Kind of thing. Just getting a Ford Transit, doing it up and just going, well, we're streaming from the lakeside today.
Yes, because the internet is always great when you live in a van. No, I've always been that, you know, like in like past circles and social situations, people were like, oh, do you not want to do this like while you're young and stuff like that? And I'm like, well, if all goes to plan, I'll be able to do this consistently when I get old. And obviously there's no guarantees there. And I wasn't bored. I still did stuff, and I was still gigging and stuff like that. But I was like, no, I want to do it. I don't want to go somewhere and not be able to like experience it because I'm trying to, scrimp every little penny on it. I want to like. It's like when we went away last year. Like I could spend quite a bit of money on wine because I was in that, and I could enjoy the restaurants and things like that. And I could actually go, we just walked and found places and it was nice, and I wouldn't have been able to, I wouldn't have been able to do that really when I was like at student age. You
wouldn't be able to put on Twitter, go, I'm in a lake.
we just decided to,
By the way, that's the most randomest video I've ever seen, and my little girl watched it for ages and wet herself. She was so funny. She's like, why did he say he's in a lake?
Because I was in a lake, child.
Trying to explain that logic to her wasn't going in, though. Is there any ground that you'd like to go to that's not around anymore? Because I would have loved to have done Highbury, the original Arsenal one.
I'd have loved to have done the original Wembley. There's loads of ones that I want to go to. Like again, most of them abroad. I've not really been to many. When we go to Italy, I'm going to go to quite a few.
If you can do San Siro, I would. That's a good atmosphere. Really.
Yeah, no, I will. I'd love to see England a little bit more. I've never seen England, by the way. I've seen England's under 23s, but I've never seen England.
No, I don't think I've done England. Gone to what under 23s. Seen a lot of the Lioness stuff recently as well.
I nearly bought tickets to the Euro. I nearly bought tickets to the Euros final.
You came very close to going. I've maxed out all my credit cards. Bye.
Well, that's what I'd have had to have done.
Yeah,
because they were like, no, because like somebody DM'd me and went, "Do you still want to go? Because you could buy this off me." And it would look pretty legit, and I was like, I
remember you talking to me before the episode going, I might do this. I'm like, okay.
But no, instead I decided to watch it with my dad, because we wouldn't have been, we weren't going COVID, it was still around COVID and stuff like that. And when it was quite right.
You probably would have got trampled on with how mental it went.
I'd have loved to have been at that match against Germany. That'd have been pretty good. I wish I'd have gone to one of them. Like, it's just so expensive. You think you dream of these things as a kid, but then you spend so much money on it.
I'm gonna hate. People are not gonna like this, but I hate going to see Newcastle Wednesday, going up those steps. Jesus, such a pain in the backside.
I'm just trying to think if there's any other grounds. I've not been to Anfield, which is weird because I lived in Liverpool for quite a while.
Do you not go to Goodison either?
I went in Goodison, but I didn't go to a match.
Right,
no,
okay.
yeah. No, I think there was something on there around uni thing or something, and I ended up actually going into Goodison, but I didn't go to a match. But no, I never went to Anfield. My best mate's a Liverpool fan, so
maybe there's an opportunity to say, "Oi, can I come to a Liverpool game?"
Yeah, that'd. To be honest,
go see the Klopp era before.
Well, here's the thing: in our last year of uni or second, one of those, whichever one where we nearly got promoted, we were like, "Wednesday, you're going to get promoted, and we'll go to Wednesday Liverpool." And then we played Hull.
Yeah.
And everything shattered.
Pretty much.
Right. Last community topic for today is from our Discord from Steve Maple Leaf, who says, Dex and Punk, are there any opportunities on... where the hell? Oh, no, there's opportunities underneath it, right? I am not having a complete seizure. Are there any players on this roster that you think haven't been given a fair opportunity? 2 months ago, we would have said Deli Basharu. A month ago, we would have said Corbanu. At this point, except for Mendes Lang, who just arrived, I feel like I've seen enough of everyone to know what we have. Is there anyone you feel like you need to see more of or evaluate at this point? Are you done laughing at me?
Oh, God. Oh, I feel like I've had a seizure. Yeah, let's say that with the epileptic.
Right, I'm just saying, right.
I know.
I used to be able to mock you because I could sleep, and now I run on very little sleep. You get to sleep all the time whenever you fancy it.
I bloody don't.
thousands of times a day for like a second, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
A wee second.
I'd like to see more of So, considering we paid for him. We've not really been given a fair crack.
You saw So against Hartlepool, though, mate.
Didn't fill you with much joy, did it?
No, I don't think there is. There's nobody I really want to see more of. Obviously, as you said, except Mendes lying out, obviously I want to see a bit more of him.
I want to see him play tomorrow, to Tuesday as it stands.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him because he looked okay when he came on.
We are in an all right place in terms of like squad and having an idea of what squad could
just need defenders,
nail down the positions. Yeah, we do.
We need defenders, and I don't know what to do about Berahino. It's not worked.
It's not working, is it?
No,
it's really not.
I don't want to. I don't know how much it will cost to say just kill your contract, but it's not worked. He just doesn't seem interested.
I think he expected to come and score hatfuls in this league, and it's not worked out that way.
Yeah,
he's actually having to work and press, which is
Dad. No, you've got to work, Sido.
You've got to press. Right.
On that note,
our next match is against Portsmouth that I am streaming.
Wow.
They are currently one place below us in 9th. It's getting tight. They're on 32 points. They're 1 point behind us. So they will
have got a lot of injuries and sickness in.
I know. It's gutted that George Hurst might miss the match.
Oh, it's a shame.
The record for them is 9-5-6, won 9, drawn 5, lost 6. Their home record is 5 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. Their away record is 4 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses. So it's 17 points to 15. They tend to score. They tend to not have too many troubles finding the net. Their player... just got to get my specs on. Hang on. Harness has scored 9 goals for him this season, being their top scorer. So keep an eye out for him. Hang on. There must be some mistake on this stat sheet. George Hurst isn't in the top goal scorers. Can't see him there. Must be a typo. No,
to be fair,
I'm just being an arse.
When Marcelo was coming into a little bit of force, like, you would just before you're about to play. You would, wouldn't you?
But no, obviously a big club, Portsmouth. Yeah. This is going to be a bigger match for us, a bigger test. Their last match was a loss against Harrogate Town. They also lost in the Pizza Cup. So both teams looking for better results when it comes to the league. How do you feel about this one?
I think it could be a bit of a banana skin for us if we don't turn up. Because we haven't seen Wednesday after like the loss we have recently. Like, we had the Plymouth. What am I about? But it is that strange thing where you never know what this team comes up with after a loss, if you know what I mean.
It'll be a big sign for Wednesday if we can really eliminate that cup mentality as cup mentality. We don't care about it. Because we did it with, Plymouth bounce back. Yeah. We performed much better in the league when the team were back in. If we can, the Pizza Cup was obviously just something we wanted to get out of the way and we focus on the league. You've really got to focus on the league now because there's nothing to play for. I mean, there is nothing to play for Wednesday.
And the thing, we need to make many points now because so many teams that have got games in hand. So we need to start making a charge. Yep,
definitely. Our Morecambe game might be getting postponed, actually, so that we'd end up with a game in hand during that as well. But no, if you were to quickly sum up Portsmouth, how do you feel?
Difficult game, and it all depends when they turn up. If we turn up like we did after we went out in the FA Cup to Plymouth, brilliant, because we showed a bit more resolve, we showed a bit more about ourselves. If we do what we've done in the past, it could be a bit of a banana skin. It all depends which Wednesday turns up, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I concur, sir. That is it from me for Talking Wednesday podcast this week. Anything to add, my friend?
wrap up warm. It's getting colder.
It is. It is. Thank you, weatherman Jake.
You're welcome.
Who's rocking
Now
them a
back to
weekend
the
in the
news.
winter. No, look after yourselves. It's crazy weather. We were apparently in for a storms are coming again. So
Aye. We had snow today. It wasn't nice.
And we had sleet and heavy rain. I got soaked twice.
That was a good game.
Wonderful.
That was a good game.
I didn't play heavy rain.
Did you not? Oh, it was a lovely game.
No.
Did you ever get a chance to play it?
No, I think I've got it on like one of my PS Plus things, but the problem is I've skipped the PS3 generation. I've got a PS3 now, but I skipped the PS3 generation. I was a 360 kid, and then I moved to PS4, like most people did, because Xbox One absolutely crapped the bed. So, and now I've actually ended up playing my Series X more than my PS5, because I was like, I'm not going to decide this generation. I'm going to get you both. I'm not having a fight. I'm just going to play them both.
And the Switch is like, play me.
That doesn't get used very often. All they need to put achievements on Nintendo platforms. They really need to sort it out, because as an adult, I get a sense of joy, bit of a dopamine rush when I hear
do you
an
get this
achievement
strange
pop.
thing called like an achievement?
Yeah, I feel like I've achieved something, which is
Handy.
slowly wilting away my opportunities to achieve things as life passes me by. Anyway, cheery thoughts to end this week's podcast. I hope it's found you well, and you have a lovely week. I will be planning some of the stuff over Christmas. Should we do a community special again? Would you want that?
That'd be good.
Would you join the Discord? If you want to join the Discord, drop me a DM, because I am replying to them now. Get more people in.
Yes.
Maybe we do a community special and pre-record it and do something with the community, so I can have a full, like, proper Christmas off without thinking about anything, because I've already got an episode in the works, actually. There is going to be one over there that's Jake might be on, might not be on, but I'm going to have somebody on to do a different Talking Wednesday episode that week. You have no idea what I'm talking about. We'll sort it in a second. But that's it from me this week. Hope you're well. Hope you have a lovely week, and we'll see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday.
Ta-ra.